Hi, everybody. I'm Marlene Williams, and I'm going to be your host for a wonderful opportunity to meet some of the authors of The Holiday Giftaway. And our first is Sunshiny Susan Marie Graham. She is in sunny Tennessee, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her book and about the giveaway. And at the end of this little broadcast, we're going to give you the opportunity to find out how you can win 9 signed paperbacks and or be one of the people one of the lucky winners that wins one of the free ebooks. 9 lucky winners. So we're going to get started with Susan. And Susan, please introduce yourself and tell us about what type of book you're writing, and hold that book up if you've got it.
Yeah, sure. I'm Susan Marie Graham. This is the book that I've gotten the giveaway, There Will Your Heart Be. It's a World War II romance, Christian romance. So
Love that.
that's what I'm offering.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about the book. World War II books are so hot right now, so I'm super excited that we have one in the giveaway. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I love World War II books. This particular one is just quickly, it's a young girl. She's engaged to a guy who's just gone off to war. And so she's left on her own for a while. She gets herself into a big fix and she's got to try to figure out how to get out of it.
Wonderful. That sounds very suspenseful because you've got the war and then you've got internal conflict. That sounds great. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
wonderful. I'm very excited about that. Tell me, I mean, like as authors, we love to read, and nothing makes us happier than a book. And so
Sure.
giving books away for Christmas presents is super exciting to us. Did you get a special Christmas book or a special holiday book sometime? What was the best gift book that you ever received?
Wow, that's a tough one. I'm going back to my childhood.
Yeah.
And I remember getting gifted with, I don't remember if it was for Christmas or whatever, but it was Black Beauty. I think a lot of people read
Oh,
back in the day. So that's a wonderful horse story. And at the
yeah.
time, I guess I wasn't a horse stories at that age, but
Oh,
I've
that's
moved on since then. But that's a true classic, and probably every little girl has read that. But
I know I have. Yeah, it's a beautiful book. And well, speaking of that, who taught you to read? What was the first book you remember reading?
wow, I don't remember not reading, to be honest with you. So I can't remember who taught me to read, but I would have to say I'm thinking Mary Poppins might have been the first one.
Really?
Yeah, that was a classic, and I loved it. And I read it over and over. I remember.
Oh, what did you love about it? What was it that made you love it so much?
I liked the humor, and I liked the kids, and I liked the magic aspect of it with Mary
Mm,
Poppins. So a perennial favorite.
that's wonderful. Did you like the movie too?
Yeah, I did like the movie. And, haven't seen it in quite a long time. I'm trying to get the picture back in my head, but yes, I do remember liking the movie. But
Excellent.
musicals, take them or leave them. But the story was good.
Yeah, there's a story. Um, let's get back to your book for a minute. Who is your ideal reader? When you wrote this, did you have a particular type of reader in mind? Who do you anticipate is going to really, really love your book?
Yeah, I did. It's essentially women's fiction, so I think any woman who's into World War II stories would enjoy it. I'm kind of targeting the new adult genre. I like that age group. I think that age group is lacking in a lot of specific storylines out there. You know,
Can you
you
identify that for us for those people that might not know that category?
Yeah, that category, new adult, it's not as well known, but it's around the 18 to maybe 28, 30 year
Oh,
age group. Um, yeah, that's kind of my target audience. I think a lot of the books out there now is like there's a lot of like kind of bare chested,
yeah, yeah.
manly men. But yeah, mine's a little bit gentler than that, I hope. But I think overall that age group is lacking a real
It's kind of
cartoon.
a gap. There's
Yeah.
kind of a gap for the readers. That's great. I'm excited that I think that's another plus to your book being in our giveaway is that that's an audience that's underserved right now.
Hmm.
So that's very cool. let's talk a little bit about your favorite book of all time, the book that you can read over and over and over again.
Oh, that's a very hard
I,
question.
I always say it's like the book in my hand at the
Yeah.
current
Oh, yeah.
moment.
Yeah. I am really drawn to. I've read it several times. The Time Traveler's Wife.
Oh, no
Um,
kidding.
I enjoyed that book so much. I thought, it's funny. I first picked it up and uh, I didn't like it that much, and I put it down again before I got too far into it. I don't know what happened to me, but anyway, I picked it up again, and I did love the book. And I think just it's just so clever and so.
Mhm.
I can't imagine myself writing something that's so twisted and yet comes together so easily. But
That's cool.
and I never saw the movie, so that's something. I don't know. You read a book and then you see a movie, and it's like, it's just not the same.
Yeah, especially if they kind of drift up from the book and you're really invested in the book and you're like, wait, they didn't even put that part in there. That's the best part.
I know, and I would hate that.
I would
Oh,
hate it. And that's what
yes,
people like. Don't you want to have a movie made of your book? And I'm like, not really, because they're going to get it wrong and I'm going to be irritated. So, no, thank
it
you.
would be irritating.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Said
Like,
that. Yes,
he's
over and
not
over.
like that. What's wrong with you? So what book are you reading right now? What's on your nightstand or beside you?
Yeah, right now I'm reading a Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. That's for book club. So it's not a book I would have picked up. I haven't read a lot of fantasy. There are some fantasy books I picked up
Hmm.
that I really loved, but I'm liking it more than I thought I would. So I'm kind of relieved about that.
Yeah, that's good.
I feel obligated now to finish
Yeah.
it. But
You're invested now.
yes, I am.
That's funny.
Thank God.
So where do you do your writing as an author? Do you have a specific spot or is it just like right
Yes.
here? And what
No,
is
well,
here?
I do write anywhere. A lot of times I write in my room while I'm doing other things. I'll have paper and pen there. But this is my desk area where I'm sitting right now. It's in a sunroom in my room, and there are windows all around here. That's why it's like the afternoon. I'm getting the afternoon sun there. So
Nice. Very nice.
this is
That's
where the magic happens.
do you have any little writing routines that you go through? What are you how do you prepare yourself to write?
Yeah, it's yeah. Well, I'll do a little scripture writing first.
Mm.
That kind of clears my head. And then I like to read. Typically, I will read a chapter out of a craft book, out of one of the recommended craft books that probably we've got shelves and shelves of it. We all have. But I'll read a chapter, and that'll
Mhm.
kind of jumpstart me a little bit. And then I'll try to whatever concept that I have read about, I'll try to incorporate that in whatever it is I'm writing.
That's very interesting. Are you now? This is I did not prepare her for this question, folks. So,
Um,
are you a plotter or a pantser? Do you plot your books out ahead of time?
I would say both. I do plot. Yes,
Hmm.
I'm not comfortable with that outline. God help me, I tried. I did, Marlene. I tried to just finish it. It doesn't work for me. I just go on tangents and nothing ever gets done. So I have to be more disciplined and work with an outline. Not that you necessarily stick with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Stories tend to write themselves once you're deeply into them. But yeah, I have to have an outline. I have to have a destination. I have to know where I'm going, or I feel lost.
Now, there's another question. I'm going to throw you another curveball. But what has
Okay.
given you the best sense of satisfaction out of this particular book? What is it that is what either drove you to write this book, or what now that you're done and it's published? It's like, what is your greatest sense of satisfaction about it?
Yeah. Well, my dad fought in World War II. He was an Air Force navigator,
Oh,
and
wow, that's awesome.
yeah, yeah, and I wanted to learn more about World War II because of that. And
Hmm.
I wish I questioned him years ago when he was
Yeah.
still alive, but I didn't. So I kind of learned on my own, and I got very into the big band era music scene.
Oh, wow, great.
Yeah, and I played just playlists of big band music a lot to kind of get myself into the mood of it. So it's just a
Was that a
fascinating.
joke, Susan, in the mood? Was that a Glenn
Yeah,
Miller
sure.
reference. What's that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was well planned, right? Um, but yeah, that's kind of what drove me to be more interested in it, and then the
Yeah,
story just kind of, you know, came to me,
that's
in my
beautiful.
research.
That's
So between the
beautiful.
fashions and the music and the history, it was just all fascinating to me. So I hope
Oh,
it got.
that's wonderful. And that's that, like we said, it's so popular right now. And it's just a wonderful thing to look back on who came before us and honor them with our work. So I love that. And all of our gift away books convey a spiritual truth. This is something that we as authors realized when we started talking to each other. These are all, they're talking about a truth. So, what truth is your book centered on or depicting?
Yeah, one of the taglines I've used for it in marketing was it's not about being worthy, it's about grace.
Oh, beautiful.
It's a Christian book, and my main character, Anna Laura, gets herself into a lot of trouble. And, as typical people, we kind of think we're not worthy anymore.
Mm,
Why would God help me? I've done all this. Um, but it's not like that. That's not the relationship. We're always
beautiful.
welcome back. We're always welcome home again.
Oh,
So I
beautiful.
don't bring that home. Hmm.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm just going to wrap it up here because that's such a beautiful note to end on it. And I'm just going to encourage everyone that is listening or watching to enter the gift away, the holiday gift away, and you can get the information, the sign up below in the comments, and you can order Susan's book right away. If you can't stand it and you don't want to take the chance of not winning it, order it right away. The information will be in the comments. It's right there. Say the name again, Susan.
Susan Marie Graham. SusanMarieGraham.com. Come and see me.
Yes. Yes, visit her and pick up the book and enter the gift away because then you'll have one for you and one to give away if you win. So, thank you so much for joining us today. And I won't say good luck because we're Christians, but I'll say blessings on your entry. How's that? And thank you again,
So
Susan, for being with us.
thanks for having me, Marlene. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.